So there we are, we're going through the keep, the gatehouse. We've got the thing. So yeah, so we got in, but it was still not 100% fine. He did say, oh, because it's Sunday, you can come in. What I, again, I'm slightly annoyed about, because why is a problem where the only difference I'd be showing would have been the actual, it would have been on my phone rather than on my camera. Buggers. Anyway, here we go. There isn't any code, that's the trouble. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the mood. So here's where we are. Very Pomeroy, is that how you say, Mummy?
Pomeroy,
Yeah. How would you say it?
I'd say Pomeroy.
Pomeroy Castle.
Pomeroy, yeah.
I said a nice ruin. I remember this was an absolutely fantastic great hall here. And massive windows looking over that valley over there. So this here, the windows over there, looking over the, would have been absolutely magnificent. Should we go up this one then, T? So there we go, up the steps. We go into the, there we go. Oh yes, very nice. It shows you a model here. Like I said, these are the windows. Look at those windows. Like it was really just a manor house really in the end, didn't it? It was when it was changed, it was just lovely views. Yeah. Steep steps. You can go down, ladies and gentlemen. You can go down and you can go up. Interesting. And there, obviously that was where the floor would have been. And this is where it was much more fortified, you can tell. And this is when it was all posh and all safe. We go through here, we'll go over here. And down this corridor. Steps there, but if we go up to go up to the tower. Up there. And imagine this is where they would have a poo. It's a toilet, I would imagine. I had to guess, a clock clocking machine. Very good. Along here, down the steps. They say steep steps, they are. Now these are interesting. I can tell you a little bit about this myself. These here are built like this because they're absolutely fantastic for having a very small window on the outside, but a very good angle to shooting your bow. So you could shoot right across there, and you can shoot right across there, and right across there, and right across there, and right across there. And they'd have a very little window to fire through, and you would have a big area. So look, they've got 3 of them here. So you could really be stack of arrows in the corner here, shooting away, maybe a crossbow. Yes. This would certainly would have defended the gate. I'm going to make the stairs now. This is obviously a concrete screening, but here's some of the original flooring. Just using quite rough, actual worked stonework. There's a chimney. Clocked off there. But yes, over here there remains some beautiful artwork, and it's slowly being beaten by the bats. The bats are up top. You can see bat poo on them. There. The bats are obviously endangered, so it's a bit of a battle. And it tells you a little bit about there. Can you see that? Is it blurred? Yeah, there's the bat. Look at that. Of course, it's where the portcullis would have been. Where the portcullis would have been coming down over here. And there was only on the stairs, and I would say it's going to be the same as what was on the other side, but we shall see. This is, of course, it's a spiral staircase. There we go, again, yes, to the other side. A lovely exit there. Yeah, really defends at all angles. If they're trying to get along there, along the wall, the alligator. Now I wonder, I think that these holes are for crossbows. They're different to the one next door. They're on the side, straight ones. I'd say this is more for this. This was a changed or the crossbows. Of course, I'm completely guessing.
We might know why they put you in the book.
Yes, we'll have a look at the Up the stairs again. Oh no. The battery's flashing now, it's low already. I'll put that on, so that's a good job I got that over camera. I think this battery's not very well. So yes, so interesting, I thought. And we are members now, we remember this, we can, and I'm a bit worried that I'm going to go to another couple today, not today, but the next couple of days, and I hope they're not going to have the same thing. I'm not going to be happy, I'm going to have to say something. Yeah, so this definitely was a curtain wall, a defensive curtain here. So. Another moving tower. Ooh, there's more steps down. I imagine we're going to have a complete copy of what we had in Devon. Let's have a look. Another set of a little bit different. Still more something there. I think this is just broken away rather than there's a double wedge on there. These ones just seem very big. We could almost climb in, so I'd imagine there'd have to be, there's two holes here. I don't know if that's anything to do with it. But yeah, so that's a little bit different. Very, very interesting. Whole stairway there, up to the next floor. And you can see the ridge there. Fireplace there. Fireplace there, so yeah.
Guns,
Sorry?
slots for guns.
Oh right, I was going to say there were big windows, that's why they were like that list. There's for big guns. And let's look here, these are the kitchens and but look at the height of this building here. It's a four-storey building.
That's important.
One, two, 3, 4 story, yeah. Fireplaces working their way up. Very impressive. Here's that's what I would imagine is the kitchens. You've got 2 big ovens either side. Hard to see the nice windows. It becomes a more ornate building rather than a fortification. Oh, yeah. Very impressive. The pantry and the buttery. There you go. I'll hold them there for a little bit for you, so you can pause. Sun trying to break out there. So it's a staircase going up. I don't know. Or is it an outside bit? I don't know. Inside, if that makes sense. So you come in here, of course you can see what looks like would be stairs, but they don't seem to go up enough, I suppose. No. They might, I suppose. There's no evidence there. I think it's got to be, isn't it? It's like there's a staircase going up to all the rooms. There's a window there. So yeah, so this was the outside as well. And that would have been, this would have been in a courtyard. Right there, it's quite grand, isn't it? And then this would have been another, quite huge really, very impressive. There's be some great hall. There you go, there's that one for you. I'd say this would have been underneath, and then the Great Hall would have been, that's the floor there, all those windows there, and then a wall right here. Yeah, it's lovely. It's bigger and better than I remembered. These are the windows though, along here, would have been absolutely amazing. I'll come back to those, I know. Yeah. Johnny's there. I said you've got a lovely view over the valley. The gorge down there. But yes, definitely best views in town. North Range. Yeah. I suppose one way you could actually fortify it, you know, the actual cliffs of the fortification. This is the parlour and great chamber. You can see what it looked like. That would have been the fireplace there. Access through that door there. And then you'd have these beautiful windows. And then this was just like archway windows all the way along. Remind me of like the Roman amphitheatres getting like look. They had a lovely bay window over here. With some lovely views. Obviously the trees wouldn't have been here. Right down into the valley. You have some of the actual stone fascia that's still left of the columns, and these would have been these beautiful columns going up. What's on here? Could have been amazing to see. And then the second floor would have been the walk into that windows there. The size of that one there, can you see? The size of that window, what would it have been? And there's little seats here, their own fascia. Little seats for people to be sitting in. There we go, I'm going to sit down where they would relax, quite comfortable actually. So yes, I just sat here. Oh, no, actually, I took out my bum sign. This has probably got statues in it, more likely, isn't it? Probably had statues in it. And I've got to go back down to the gun placement because I got that right, because those, well they have got that, what the principle I said was right, but it was actually for quite early guns and cannons. Yeah, the Great Hall and Long Gallery. I've just been waffling about these archways there, and there could be somewhere you can sit. There's no, I suppose. Consider a moat there, set up in there. Some feed in there for a bit for you. It's always a good idea to read the actual the book, the tourist information book, before you actually start sprouting ideas. What we've got here, through this archway, this door here, this was the old, all this here was the old manor house. That was a fortified manor house, and there. Then through here, and here was what was added on by one of the actual the sons. Right across there, and I thought, and I might have even said on here, that it was probably the Civil War that actually wrecked it. It wasn't. He ran out of money, and they just stripped it. They just stripped it bare. But this was going to be the big, massive, big place. And if you can see there, those jagged teeth, those were the keystones that were actually going to join on, and the actual the building was carrying along here. They'd actually taken down the medieval fortifications, and that was going to actually carry on down there and join on to the gatehouse. So they just virtually ran out of money, just stopped. And then the oldest son of the next generation, who was more wealthy than his father, stripped it. Just stripped all the bits that they needed for his place closer to London. Yes, and another thing I got wrong is when I was down the bottom talking about the bows and arrows, it was actually for the first, well, one of the first uses of actual guns. So there were gun ports, all 9 of them, in the 3 turret bottom ones. Not bows and arrows or crossbows, you silly boy. Crossbows possibly could have had a few. But yeah, so I found it very interesting that this worked for years, centuries, and this one within this bit here, I said over here and here, was in the man's lifetime. It actually was started to be built and dismantled in his lifetime. So it didn't even last him his life. It's quite romantic though, isn't it? So there we go. I was completely wrong. I have to warn you about that at the beginning. But I was right first of all, but wrong afterwards. These were seats. And quite comfy. You sitting there, Tina, they're quite comfy seats. Okay, you can sit there. Quite relaxed.
I actually remember these now.
Sorry?
I remember these now.
Yeah. So it would have been underneath this archway here. And there's, as I said, there's the teeth where it was all ready to be carried on, and you can see there's on the other side, so it was going to be carried on right along here and join on round here. And this is the old castle wall that ran along here, and they knocked it down, so it took away any kind of protection whatsoever. It's very interesting, and I wouldn't have minded that. I don't know why you had to add this massive big structure here. He was quite a jealous man, I think he was, by the sounds of it. He didn't have a proper lordship, and he wanted to keep up with the Joneses, as it were. But, I said he was stripping it before he even before he even died himself. They were stripping it bare. Should we go this way, you know? So it's another folly, really. I think along here is where you can see the bedrock hadn't been removed, because obviously this would have been actually part of the honeybee nest. Ooh, you can see the honeybees. Don't worry about that, Tina. These are the kitchens, and they said they were, if I remember right, they were on the book, they were hardly used at all. And this would have been, imagine the outside. There used to be quite a lot of ghosts here, if you believe in that sort of thing. And they used to do a lot of ghost tours, I think, in the sort of 19th century. And these are the kitchens and so forth, and I don't know, it would have been just like more grand rooms, but it's interesting that you must have sort of known that they were running out of money. They put the keystones in, and then they obviously finished off by just quickly not carrying it on that way. Billy. This was all done around about the 1750s, I think it was. Yeah, we can, yeah. That's a money shot, I think. I'm going to take a photograph of that. So there's the grand archways on there. It's always a bit sad when you realise it wasn't finished. And they've out of money. Some of the archways and fascia stones in there. I'll get one of those for the garden later. Should have stuck with this, shouldn't they? This was grand enough. Just must be Bumbling or something. But yeah, you know, he had a big space here. This was huge. Kitchens down there have already been. Grand hall here, looking out that way. They would have had windows out that way. So yes, there we go. And I'm going to try to get out and about. Oh, I think we can here actually. I think I just found it. There we go. We can have a walk round the battlements round here. So you can see the side. Yeah, so these are the gun placements down here. Not the bow and arrows. I thought it was a bit big. So walk down here. See where this takes us. Yes, you can see why people would put ghosts to it, wouldn't they? You know, it's like a haunted house wide for people to come and lie down at night. There we go. And the view over here and in the valley. Coming up these stairs, do you? Oh, grand up there, doesn't it? We just come to a little. I would imagine possibly some of the older architect art, the older things still in it.
Yeah, the Castle Drago in that, like, you can't see from the
Yeah.
but you know, the way it's positioned.
So this is it the old original wall? Probably is, because it was defendable by the cliffs themselves here. Another castle, another tower here, and then running along there would have been the actual the fortified walls, not this new bit that they added on. Knocked it down and actually put on a big grand show-off thing that lasted one generation and then was pulled, well, then was left to derelict. Oh dear, silly boys and girls. A couple of little steps. Well, then this war, maybe afterwards, because they would be shooting into their own grounds. These windows and everything must have been added later, of course, because you just have to break the window and got in. This is one of the battlements and the gun turrets, what would you call them? Gun holes, I suppose. Same principle, you can still get a good wide shot, but they'll be using the guns, but they're supposed to have killed almost as many of the users as they did the enemy, because they used to blow up and so there we go, not fun. But this is a lot taller than it was. It is now. That roof's put on is a modern roof. It used to be a lot higher. You get another good angle for where the actual building would have carried on. So I'm going to come here and bring you back down to this one here, so we can talk about what it really was, rather than my first understanding, my bimbling, bambling Banford bit. So yes, so obviously it's more prominent here with the roundness there, but yes, it was one of the first actual working gun turret. Perched in a turret, and it'll be blasting out, but it made a noise in here. Look at the model and see the bay windows and all the glory. And this is where it came down. It stopped. It would have carried on along there and joined it up probably there. So you can see why it was absolutely pointless, because in the Civil War, if they wanted to attack, they'd have just gone over there and gone through that hole.
Yeah.
And you can see down there, that's the actual the inner courtyard from the old bit. The bit they should have stuck with that. Now you can see there where there's the old outcrop there that we've just been to. And that stone wall there. So yes, the folly that was for one generation and not completed. Oh well. Once again, there we go. A picture again. Very good. You okay? So, there we have it. What's the place called again? Berry Pomeroy. Sorry, everybody. Berry Pomeroy Castle. Something like that. Yes, we've been before, but I forgot a lot about it. Well, most of it actually, so it's very entertaining. And as you can see here, you've got a little cafe here. That's there as well if you want to there. There'll be toilets in here. And here's where the gunshot would have come out of. I can see that there would have been, you'd have been quite open here, wouldn't you? I'm standing here. I'm only, stand back. I'm 5 metres away from the gatehouse. There used to be a moat around here as well, I believe. I would have done it. Yes. Very interesting. So, I think that's a wrap for the castle. A wrap, what am I talking about? So I am off now. It's time to say goodbye.